So I never thought you'd actually be this useful. Guess I need to revise my view of you as an utterly useless, childless hag.
Taylor, your tune hasn't changed one bit. What do you mean by useful?
You bought that apartment, didn't you? The $600,000 one? Well done. I'll give you that. Never thought someone like you would actually pull it off.
Oh, well, your parents have been very kind to Aaron and me, so we just discussed what we could do to help them a little. That's all.
I appreciate it too. Living in a high-rise apartment, that's a dream come true.
Wait, what are you talking about? The apartment I purchased was for your parents.
Oh, didn't I mention it before? I've been thinking about moving back home, and it just so happens you bought the place. Perfect timing, right? Couldn't have worked out better.
I never heard anything about you moving in as well. Do your parents know about this?
Well, it's my family home, so of course I can come and go whenever I please, right? I mean, even if I decide to stay for good, there shouldn't be any problem, don't you think?
I don't think I'm the one who gets to decide whether it's a problem or not. But your dad seems so happy that you'd become independent. Does this mean you're done living on your own now?
Yeah, I've been thinking of quitting my job too. It feels like the perfect time to take a break and maybe switch careers.
Quit your job? You know, it's not going to be easy to find another one with the same great conditions you have now. Wouldn't it be better to keep going for your parents' sake? They'd be more at ease knowing you're still taking care of yourself. I know it's not really my place to say, but...
Who are you to talk, you useless, childless wife? Like I need a lecture from someone like you. If it were up to me, I wouldn't even be working at all. But I've had enough of those stuck-up bosses yelling at me for no reason. It's exhausting, so just mind your own business, okay?
I'm not trying to lecture you. I just thought, since your parents probably hadn't considered the idea of us all living together, maybe it would be better if you talked it through with them first.
I don't need advice from someone like you. This is a family matter, and we'll handle it ourselves. So stay out of it, you useless, childless piece of trash.
You don't have to go that far, but I understand. If that's how you feel, then there's nothing more to say. Just to be clear, you're aware that my husband and I plan to live there with your parents, right?
Yeah, and that's what annoys me. Why do you think you can move into my family's home?
Well, as I said, your parents have been very supportive of Aaron and me. That's why we made the arrangements to live together, to help with the household and also to cover any costs that come up. We just thought it was the best way to repay them. But now that you're saying you're moving in too, I guess we'll have to discuss it again.
Huh, worst case, you and your husband could always move out, right? Just keep that option in mind.
Wait, what? You're saying we should move out? That doesn't make any sense at all. Where is this even coming from?
Well, it's pretty obvious, don't you think? If my parents had to choose between their own daughter and some childless wife who can't even give them grandchildren, I think the choice would be pretty clear.
I'll talk to Aaron about this. We'll be in touch. I didn't know that Taylor was planning to live with us. I mean, we just bought that new luxury apartment, but if that's what she's thinking, honestly, I'm not happy about it at all.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about? Isn't it that Taylor is supposed to be living with us? She even thanked me for helping with the purchase of the apartment. She made it seem like she was part of the deal, like she'd be living there too.
I haven't heard anything about that. I'll ask Mom right now, because if this is happening behind my back, it's definitely news to me. And to be honest, there's no way I can go along with that. I mean, it's my sister, but even for me, living together isn't an option I'd consider.
Right? That's what I thought you'd say. You've said as much before, so I knew something wasn't adding up. But Taylor was talking like it was all set in stone. She spoke like living together was already decided. So I couldn't help but feel concerned. It just didn't sit well with me.
It sounds weird to me too. Let me ask them and get back to you.
You're going to ask them right away? Wow, thanks, Aaron. I didn't expect you to jump on it so quickly. I appreciate that. I'll be waiting for your call.
Okay, so I talked to Mom and Dad, and you're not gonna believe this, but they didn't have any clue that she was planning on living with us. In fact, they were just as surprised when I mentioned it.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Didn't she already talk to them about coming back home and living with them?
Well, she did bring it up to them, asking if it was okay to come back home temporarily. They said she could come home, but they weren't thinking she'd be living with us long term, especially not in the new luxury apartment. They had no idea she was planning to settle in like that.
So, let me get this straight. She's making these assumptions about living with us without even clarifying the situation with anyone? And now we're stuck in this mess? Is there a way we can stop this from happening? I don't think I can handle living with Taylor. We've never gotten along, and now that we're older, the issues seem even worse. It's not that we just don't see eye to eye, she's always treated me like I'm inferior. I just can't imagine cohabitating with her and not having constant tension. It would be a nightmare.
Yeah, I completely understand. I don't blame you for feeling that way. I'm not thrilled about it either. I've had enough awkward history with Taylor as it is. It's not just you, even Mom wouldn't be comfortable with this situation. It's gonna create stress for everyone involved.
So, what should we do? It sounds like she's made up her mind already. And from what you're saying, it doesn't sound like she's going to back down easily. She already canceled her lease, so in her head, the move is already happening.
It's gonna depend on how we approach it from here. I've got some thoughts on what we can do, but it'll depend on how Taylor reacts. The best case scenario is that she decides on her own that she doesn't want to live with us after all. Maybe something will come up that changes her mind.
I don't know, Aaron. I can't really see that happening. Taylor seems really determined. And knowing her, I doubt she'll back down without a fight. She's always been stubborn. But I hope you're right. I really don't want this to turn into a huge family conflict.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tricky, but I'll come up with something. I'll talk to her when I get home and we can figure out how to handle it together. In the meantime, don't stress too much. I know this whole thing is upsetting, but I've got your back and we'll deal with it.
Thanks, Aaron. I really appreciate it. I was worried this would be a bigger issue, but hearing you say that makes me feel a lot better. I know I don't need to face this alone. It's reassuring to know you're on the same page.
I'm planning to move in today. Are you ready to leave?
Wait, are you really going to come, Taylor? I thought you were going to talk with Aaron and my mother about this. I can't believe you would just assume you could come in without consulting anyone.
I did talk to them, but it doesn't change anything, does it? We want to live there sometimes. If you don't want to live with me, then you should just move out. Why should I have to accommodate your feelings when I have my own desires?
Move out? Is that really okay with you? I mean, it sounds a bit harsh to just kick me out like that.
I'm still moving in there. It's either you put up with it or you move out. I mean, I appreciate you, but still, thanks for buying this $600,000 condo for Mom and Dad. I'll be living there, so you, the useless wife who can't even have kids, should just get out. I can't keep pretending everything is fine when it's clearly not.
All right, I'll move out then. If that's how it has to be, I won't stand in the way of your new life.
Yay! Now I can live in the condo without any worries. Honestly, I was thinking it would be impossible for me to live with you. I was actually feeling that way. So if I don't have to live with you, that would be the best thing ever. Now, hurry up and move out, okay? Preferably before I move in. I really don't want to have any lingering feelings of resentment.
I'll try to get out as quickly as possible, but there's also the name transfer and I have to go through all the documents, okay? I'll make sure to get everything signed properly before I leave. That works for you, right? You'll sign for me properly, won't you? I want everything to be official so that there are no loose ends left. I want everything to be official so that there are no loose ends left.
Sign? I don't even know what my signature means in this situation, but if you want it, I can do that for you. Now that the condo is officially mine, honestly, I don't really care what happens afterward. I just want to ensure I have my own space.
Okay, just make sure to be ready with the signature. We can discuss the details later. I'd rather not have to go over everything face to face though.
Ugh, discussing things directly sounds like a hassle. Why can't you just handle that with Mom and Dad? I mean, that condo is really a gift for them, right? So it shouldn't be such a hassle for me to live there. And I really don't get why you can't manage it smoothly. Maybe that's why you can't have kids, huh? You're just a troublesome woman. You always make things more complicated than they need to be.
Is that all you want to say? I think you can say whatever you like, but until the name is properly transferred to you, I'm not moving out of the house. Otherwise, it would cause trouble for my in-laws too. You need to understand that this isn't just about you. There are other people involved here.
Wow, this is really annoying, but fine, I get it. I guess I'll sign at least. I've got the house now, after all. I'm not going to let you push me around, though.
Alright then, that's settled. You'll also hear from Aaron later on. He'll want to discuss things too.
Huh? Even my brother? Why does he have to get involved? It's between us, isn't it?
Of course, Aaron is my husband. Because of you, we both have to leave together this time. We're trying to create a life together, and that doesn't include unnecessary drama.
What? Why is my brother even leaving too? I didn't ask for that. If he moves out, who's going to support us? You can't just expect everything to work out seamlessly without any consequences.
What?
Well, Dad probably has enough savings for that, and since there's no rent for the condo, I guess we'll manage somehow. So fine, just hurry up and get out. You're clearly the one making this harder than it needs to be.
Taylor, I think you're misunderstanding a lot of things, but I shouldn't say anything more at this point. Just listen to the explanation, and if you're satisfied, please sign the documents. Make sure to listen to what I have to say. Well then, goodbye. Enjoy your life in the condo. You think this is all just a game, don't you?
We don't have to pay rent here, right? You mentioned it was a gift, didn't you? A gift means you bought it for us, right? So that means we won't have any living expenses, correct? I mean, I really hope that's the case because you know how tight finances can get. If I don't have to worry about rent, I could focus on other important things, like saving up for the future, or even just enjoying life a little more without that stress looming over me.
Excuse me? What are you talking about? We didn't buy it for you. We just took out a loan for it. You do realize that a loan means monthly payments, right? So just because you think it's a gift doesn't mean it doesn't come with responsibilities.
Wait, you took out a loan? So that means you're paying for it, right? I thought you were gifting it to us. I really did. If that's the case, why should we worry about the financial aspect of living here? I mean, if you're paying for it, that means we can just live here and not have to worry about money. That sounds perfect to me.
I've already transferred everything under your name. What are you talking about? Did you forget that you signed all those documents to get through the approval process? You signed those papers saying you understood everything.
I did sign a huge stack of papers, but was it really that important? Honestly, there were so many documents that I barely even looked at them properly. I mean, it was overwhelming. You know how it is. There was so much to go through that I really couldn't focus on all the details. And now I'm starting to feel a little stressed about it all because I didn't think it would be this complicated.
Well, that's your own fault, isn't it? Aaron and I explained everything clearly. We had to explain why we needed to purchase that $600,000 condo and gift it to you. We thought you understood the terms of the agreement. It was supposed to be a simple arrangement.
What? I thought that was the plan. You said you were gifting it to Mom and Dad. If I had known it was going to be like this, I would have taken it a lot more seriously. I mean, you guys should have clarified it better.
How many times do I have to repeat this? We were supposed to live together with your parents. So, naturally, we wouldn't need to pay rent. It was framed as a gift from us. But in the end, you're the one who will live there, right? We won't be living there. And while you say you're going to quit your job, it's a decent company, and you've been there for a few years. So I'm glad you passed the loan approval. Now, just work hard on your monthly payments, which are around $3,000. You can manage that, right?
Wait, $3,000? That's an absurd amount of money. I thought it was a gift. I didn't think I would be responsible for paying anything. Why would you put that kind of financial burden on me?
Oh, was it a bit more? I don't remember the exact amount, but I think it was around that for the loan repayment. You could check the documents for the exact figure, right? It's in the paperwork. I don't have the exact figures memorized. Just look it up.
Wait a minute, are you saying I have to pay the loan every month? And what do you mean by $3,000? There's no way I can afford that. I barely have any money before payday as it is. I thought I could live without working and just enjoy life if I had a house. This is completely unfair. How could you do this to me? You've left me in such a difficult situation, and now it feels like I'm stuck.
Unfortunately, you should probably give up on that dream. It's simply impossible for you to live without working. Don't you have any sense of responsibility since you're working as an employee? This isn't a game. This is real life.
Of course not. Seriously, why do you think I'm moving in with you? You don't even know my situation, yet you're talking about me like that. You don't understand my circumstances. It's easy for you to say because you're not in my shoes. You have a stable job and you're not worried about money, but I am.
I think I have a general idea of the situation, but honestly, I believe it's you who is being irresponsible here. I've heard about how you've been spending your time lately. It's not like you've been saving your money wisely.
What? What do you know about my situation? You think you can just judge me without really knowing the truth?
I mean that you're so deep into hosting that you've spent all of your salary on it and now can't even pay rent. It's pretty obvious what's going on.
Wait, hold on. Why would you say that? Saying I'm obsessed with hosting is a horrible way to put it. I'm just supporting my boyfriend? I thought you would understand that. I was doing it out of love. You have no idea what it's like to be in my position.
Whatever words you choose to use don't matter to me. It's not my concern. But this is why your parents and Aaron are saying they don't want to live with you and can't live with you. They see what's happening, and they're worried about you.
No, that's in the past. I've changed. Can't you see that? Why can't you give me a chance to prove myself?
So, you stole money from your parents to spend it on hosting? And then you came back as if nothing happened and boldly suggested living together? How could you even say that without feeling embarrassed? I couldn't do something like that. I would be way too ashamed to act that way. You need to take responsibility for your actions.
Shut up! Are you mocking me? You, who can't even have kids and are nothing more than a useless housewife?
I'm actually pregnant right now. You don't know anything about my life. I'm going to be a mother, and I'm going to have a family, which is more than what you can say.
What? Wait, are you serious? Why didn't you tell me sooner? This changes everything. I can't believe you kept this from me.
Yeah, that's why I thought living together might work. But living with you is definitely out of the question. I'm glad Aaron thinks the same way. He said he doesn't want to deal with you anymore, so I can live my life without worrying about you. I need to focus on my family now.
What do you mean? I had no idea about that. I thought we were in this together.
You didn't need to know, did you? You're basically a stranger to me. So good luck paying off the loan. Anything else you say to me is pointless. We're living in a different place now. That house is technically a gift for your parents, but the payments are your responsibility. If you can't pay them, then your entire family will end up homeless. It's because of you that your parents are in this situation now. You need to figure this out.
Wait, don't joke around with me. Didn't you just say you owe something to my dad? You said you're grateful to him, so shouldn't you do something to prevent this situation? I can't pay the loan. You need to figure it out. Are you some kind of devil to make your parents go homeless?
Honestly, if we're talking about devils here, aren't you the one who fits the bill? You're the only one who could possibly say that you're about to have a grandchild and then take that opportunity from your parents while saying you can't pay the loan? Only you could say something like that. You're putting your family in a difficult position.
No, that's not how I meant it. And I didn't even know that. You're twisting my words.
Well, whether you knew it or not, panicking now doesn't change the outcome. We aren't going to help you. There's no benefit for us in doing that. You need to take responsibility for your choices.
You can't say that. What am I supposed to do? What happens if I can't pay the loan? Am I going to be kicked out of the house? I can't even think about that. It's terrifying.
Then you need to figure it out yourself. It's your responsibility, and you're almost 30. Maybe you should start thinking for yourself and become self-sufficient. Figure out who the useless one really is. Goodbye, you hosting-obsessed idiot. You really need to get your life together before you drag others down with you.
Are you really just going to leave me like this? Just like that? You don't care about the consequences? I thought we were family, that we would support each other no matter what.
Family means taking responsibility for your actions, and right now you're avoiding yours. You've made your bed, now lie in it. You can't expect others to carry your burdens when you've made decisions that led you here. It's time to face the music and grow up.
Seems like Mom and Dad have found a new house.
Yeah, I heard just now. That's great. It all went smoothly. But honestly, they could have come over to our place. They were planning to live with us originally, after all.
I thought they might have been concerned about Taylor saying something again, wanting to avoid causing trouble for us and the kids. I think they were trying to be considerate.
So, they were being thoughtful about our situation.
And besides, you introduced them to your real estate contact and probably helped cover some of the fees and moving costs too. Both my parents and I really appreciate that.
That's about all I could do. I mean, the plan for living together in the tower apartment fell through, so I felt like I had to help in some way.
But the reason it fell apart was Taylor's fault, so you shouldn't feel guilty about it.
I know that, but still, how's Taylor doing these days?
Well, of course she can't pay the loan, so the tower apartment has to be sold quickly. Now she's homeless and her parents have pretty much abandoned her. I heard she got caught embezzling at work too, and she was fired. Now she's apparently working at a factory, living on site. It seems she's been begging her parents to let her move back in with them.
I can't imagine Mom and Dad would say yes to that, though.
Exactly, they don't want to deal with her anymore. It seems she's lost everything, including her connections in the hosting scene. She's such a foolish person.
But I'm really glad you've always stood by my side through all of this. You've prioritized my well-being and made decisions with my best interests in mind. I can't thank you enough.
Of course, it's only natural. We're family after all. The new family we're creating together is far more important than the sister of a criminal who betrayed her own family. We're gonna support each other going forward. I know that sounds a bit cheesy, but still.
I'm genuinely happy to hear that. Thank you. Let's work together to create a wonderful family.
It feels like we're finally on the right path. It's been a rough journey, but with you by my side, I feel like we can overcome anything. Your support means the world to me, especially when I think about how things have been with Taylor and everything she's done.
Yeah, it's tough to see someone you once cared about fall so low. But we have to focus on our future now. We're building our life together, and that's what truly matters.
Absolutely, we have each other, and we can create a loving home for our kids. No matter what challenges come our way, we'll face them as a team. I know we can do this.
I believe in us. And honestly, it feels so good to finally be in a healthy, supportive relationship. I'm excited for what lies ahead for us.
Me too. Let's cherish every moment and make our family stronger every day. We've got this.
After that, I managed to give birth safely and settled into our new home, where we've been living peacefully. In our new house, we occasionally invite my mother-in-law and father-in-law over, and they help out a lot with taking care of the kids. It's been a relief to have their support. They genuinely enjoy spending time with their grandchildren. It's nice for us to have that extra pair of hands when things get a little hectic. You know how it is with little ones. They can be quite a handful. Having the grandparents around not only gives us a break, but also allows the kids to bond with them, which I think is really important. It's great to see the joy on their faces when their grandparents come to visit. They light up, and it creates such a warm and loving atmosphere in our home. As for Taylor, I've heard she's still working somewhere, living on site, and trying to get her parents' forgiveness. It's quite a situation, really. She seems to be putting in the effort to make amends, but I've heard that her parents aren't inclined to forgive her anytime soon. Honestly, considering everything that's happened, I think that's understandable. The choices she made had serious consequences, not just for her, but for everyone around her. It's hard to rebuild trust after it's been broken so badly, and it's a tough lesson to learn. I do hope that this experience serves as a wake-up call for her. It would be nice if she could take this opportunity to reflect on her life and the decisions she's made. Life can be unpredictable, and sometimes we need those hard moments to help us grow and change for the better. We all make mistakes. That's part of being human, but it's crucial to learn from them and strive to become a better person. I genuinely wish her the best, but I also think she needs to take responsibility for her actions. In a way, I feel a little pity for her. It must be incredibly difficult to realize how far she's fallen and how her actions have led to this situation. She once had so much potential and so many people who cared for her, but those connections have been damaged by her choices. It's sad to see someone go through that, especially when I think about how different things could have been if she made different decisions. I hope she understands that while it's never too late to change, it does require sincere effort and dedication. It's not just about asking for forgiveness. It's about demonstrating through actions that you've learned and are willing to make amends. My own experience with motherhood and building a family has shown me how important it is to have a supportive network and to be surrounded by people who genuinely care for each other. The joy that comes from raising children and watching them grow is something I wouldn't trade for anything. Being a parent has its challenges, but the rewards are immeasurable. I want to create a loving environment for my kids, one that encourages them to grow up to be responsible, kind, and understanding individuals.
Hey, old hag, you're not seriously planning on showing up at the wedding, are you? You must understand by now that both Dad and I hate you, right? It's truly pathetic that you can't grasp such a simple concept. Do you lack self-awareness entirely? It's utterly transparent how unwanted you are, yet you persist in hovering like a persistent, unwelcome shadow. Honestly, your presence would be an insult, a stain on what's supposed to be a joyous occasion. We've made it perfectly clear repeatedly that you are not and will never be welcome, so just grasp the obvious and stay away. Your absence is the only gift we desire from you. Lucy, that's enough! Stop this immediately! Your attitude is incredibly childish. You're 23 years old now, not a rebellious teenager. When are you going to grow up and act your age? This incessant negativity, this unfounded hostility, it serves no one. It only creates unnecessary friction and distress. I understand you may dislike me, but a wedding is a sacred ceremony, a significant event that symbolizes the connection between families, not just individuals. It's about more than just personal feelings. It's about respect for tradition, for the sanctity of the occasion. Your current tone is entirely inappropriate and frankly quite disrespectful. Don't you think it would be better not to speak that way? Family? I don't consider you family at all. In fact, you're always busy with work, so you probably don't even care about me, do you? You're obsessed with that old inn, constantly working, sacrificing everything. But what's the point of all that effort when, in the end, it's just Dad's inn? It's his legacy, his name on the deed, his ultimate possession. Your relentless toil seems utterly futile in that context. It's like you're constantly running on a treadmill, expending energy, but never actually moving forward in any meaningful way that benefits me or Dad. All your sacrifices, all your endless hours, they just serve to prop up something that isn't even truly yours to begin with. It's pathetic, honestly. You slave away, and for what? For someone else's glory? It makes no sense to me. Your priorities are completely skewed. You might think you're indispensable, but the truth is, you're merely a cog in a machine that Dad built and controls. It's precisely because your father isn't putting in the effort that I am, Lucy. Someone has to keep this business afloat to ensure our future, and clearly, he's not up to the task. I thought you would have understood that by now, but it seems you still have no idea what's really going on. I've been tirelessly working, not for myself, but for the stability of this family, for the very roof over your head. Your father has grown complacent, content to let things stagnate while I pour my heart and soul into maintaining what our ancestors built. This isn't just Dad's inn, it's a legacy, a responsibility that someone has to uphold with diligence and foresight, and when your father chooses to shirk that duty, it falls to me. But I suppose you'll come to understand it eventually. The truth has a way of revealing itself, doesn't it? Perhaps when you face the harsh realities of life, you'll see the full picture. What are you even talking about? You're the one who doesn't understand, aren't you? I know all about it. Your true colors. Don't try to deny it. I'm not blind. I've seen enough to piece it all together. What are you referring to? True colors? What nonsense are you spouting now? You can't do anything without Dad, can you? You're utterly dependent on him, yet you're hurting him, aren't you? Causing him endless grief and stress. You're a parasite, feeding off his success while secretly undermining him. I wish you would just disappear from my life and from Dad's life permanently. Your existence is a constant source of negativity and conflict, and we'd all be better off without your meddling presence. I don't understand what you're implying, but I suggest you be careful with your words. Careless remarks often lead to trouble, Lucy. You're speaking about things you clearly don't comprehend, fueled by assumptions and perhaps misinformation. Such reckless accusations can have serious repercussions, far beyond what you might imagine. It's not a game, and words, once spoken, cannot be unsaid. So, think before you speak, especially when you're making such grave allegations against your own mother. It's better to have no mother at all than to have one like you. And just so you know, Toa hates you too. Todd, my fiancé, he sees through you just like I do. He understands how truly awful you are. He agrees with me on this completely. You're an embarrassment to our family, and he wants nothing to do with you. So don't even think for a second that you have any allies left. You're completely alone in this. Todd? You mean your fiancé? How could he possibly hate me, as you so crudely put it? You've barely introduced us, and our interactions have been nothing but polite. Have you been filling his head with baseless accusations about me, Lucy? Are you actively trying to poison his opinion of me, even before he truly gets to know me? It speaks volumes about your character that you would stoop to such tactics, fabricating animosity where none exists. Yes, Todd. Todd is on my side, of course. He's smart, unlike you. He knows what's what. Of course, he won't inherit a shabby inn like ours. His family runs a company, you know, so he's not going to be tied down to this old, struggling business. He has bigger ambitions, a more prosperous future, and he's not going to let you or this inn drag him down. He's seen how you operate, how you cling to this place, and he wants no part of it. He's looking for upward mobility, not a decrepit relic of the past. He values ambition and success, things you clearly don't understand. I know, Darcy Industries, right? I'm quite aware of that. In fact, I'm well informed about the Darcy family and their business. It's part of my duty to be aware of the families that will be connected to ours through marriage. It's my responsibility to know these things, to ensure the well-being of our family and our business relationships. I've been doing my due diligence precisely because I care about your future, even if you refuse to acknowledge it. That's creepy. You're unnecessarily investigating me, aren't you? Why are you digging into my life, gathering information about my future in-laws? It's intrusive, and frankly, it makes me feel uncomfortable. What possible reason could you have for scrutinizing every detail of my personal connections? I'm not investigating you, Lucy. I just know his parents, that's all. We've had prior dealings, professional dealings. It's simply a matter of knowing the people we're entering into a family alliance with. It's called being responsible, not creepy. You're like a stalker. Are you even listening to me, Mom? You're always hovering, always prying, always trying to control every aspect of my life. It's suffocating. I'm an adult now, and I deserve some privacy, some autonomy. This isn't a game, Mom. This is my life, my wedding, and my future. Lucy, you need to stop this. I've always done what was necessary for you, even though you disliked me. I've supported you, provided for you, and sacrificed for you, despite your constant animosity. I don't understand how you became so twisted. What happened to the sweet child I raised? I honestly can't comprehend what led you to this point, to harbor such bitterness and disdain. Don't you think we should try to mend our relationship, especially with your marriage approaching? This is a new chapter, an opportunity for a fresh start, for healing old wounds. Wouldn't that be best for everyone in the family, for all of us to move forward with a semblance of peace and understanding? Just stay away from the wedding, all right? I don't consider you family, so think about what you're saying a little. You're not welcome, plain and simple. Your presence would ruin everything. This is my day, my moment, and I want it to be perfect, free from your negativity. So for once, show some consideration and just disappear. Brent, about Lucy's wedding. I was thinking we should attend together as a couple, you know, for appearances, for our daughter. When you come home that day, at least for that one day, wouldn't it be better if we attended together? It would present a united front, a picture of a cohesive family. It's about projecting an image of stability and happiness, even if it's just for show. Don't you think that's the least we can do for her on such a significant day?
Ha! Of course I'm going by myself. Do you think I'd do something so embarrassing as to stand next to you and attend? The very thought is absurd. It would be a public humiliation, a stark reminder of our strained relationship. My reputation, my standing, everything would be compromised if I were to be seen walking beside you.
We're husband and wife, you know that, right? Or have you forgotten the vows we exchanged, the commitment we made? The world knows we're married, and for you to attend separately would raise questions, invite whispers.
But my pride won't allow it. I can't walk side by side with a woman like you. It's impossible. The mere thought fills me with dread, with a sense of utter mortification. It would be a public confession of my regrets, my failures, and I refuse to expose myself to that kind of scrutiny, that kind of judgment. My reputation is paramount, and being seen with you would tarnish it irrevocably.
That's too much. That's simply too cruel. You barely come home these days, do you? And you've been neglecting your work, just going wherever you please. You've been gallivanting around, spending our family's assets, haven't you? Please stop squandering our wealth. It's a disgrace. You're living a life of leisure, indulging your whims, while I'm here trying to manage everything, trying to keep our family afloat. Where are you even going when you're not here? What are you doing with all that money?
See, you just open your mouth and all you do is complain, don't you? Always nagging, always criticizing, never a kind word. If you want to complain so much, just talk to yourself. You're a lonely old hag, hated by me, by our daughter, and by our daughter's husband. Your constant negativity, your endless grievances, they push everyone away. So don't expect sympathy or understanding from me. You've brought this upon yourself.
If that's what you truly believe, then I understand. I have my own plans now. I'll see you at the wedding. And trust me, you won't like what you see. You've pushed me to this point, Brent. And now you'll face the consequences of your actions. You actually came! Seriously, you actually showed up. A miserable old hag hated by her own daughter. What a pathetic sight. You have no shame, do you? No dignity whatsoever. To intrude on such an important day, a day meant for joy and celebration, with your unwelcome presence, it's beyond audacious. You are a constant source of embarrassment, and now you're bringing that disgrace to my wedding. Your behavior is completely unacceptable, especially on such a public and important occasion. You're speaking to me with such venom, such blatant disrespect in front of all these people. If you apologize immediately, I might reconsider my actions. I might, just might, be willing to overlook this public affront. But my patience is wearing thin, and I'm warning you, there are consequences to such brazen disrespect. This is your last chance to rectify your insolence. Apologize? Why should I apologize? You just crashed the wedding uninvited, didn't you? I didn't invite you, so it's your fault for showing up. You're the one who is out of line, disrupting my special date with your unwanted presence. I made it clear you weren't welcome, yet you disregarded my wishes completely. Your audacity is truly astounding. Why would I ever apologize to someone who shows such disregard for my boundaries? So, you're not going to apologize, are you? You're truly saying you want me to leave, aren't you? You're completely dismissing me, pushing me away even now. You understand what you're asking for, don't you? The final severing of all ties. Both he and Dad and I all hate you, so we ignored you. How does it feel to be ignored by everyone at your daughter's wedding? It must be quite miserable, wouldn't you say? To be so utterly cast aside, to be treated as if you don't even exist. It's what you deserve, really. You've earned this isolation. I'm going home now. Yay! Now Dad and I are free. Just disappear quickly and never show your face in front of us again. You've served your purpose, which was apparently to be an obstacle, and now you're no longer needed. Don't ever darken our doorstep again. Your presence is a curse, and your absence will be a blessing, so good riddance. Are you really sure about this? You won't regret it. This is a final decision, a point of no return. Once I leave, there's no coming back from this. Are you truly prepared to live with the consequences of this irreversible choice? Because I assure you, there will be consequences, far-reaching and profound. Huh? You're being persistent. This is my wedding, you know. If you keep interfering, I'll call security. I'm serious. Don't push me, old hag. I've already told you to leave, and you're still standing there making a scene. You're ruining everything. Absolutely everything. Get out now, or I swear I will have you forcibly removed. That means you don't want to be family with me, doesn't it? You've made your intentions perfectly clear. Fine, I've reached my limit as well. If you end up regretting this, it'll be your own responsibility. Don't come crying to me when things inevitably fall apart. This is your choice, your consequence. Well then, enjoy your wedding. That is, if it can continue. And believe me, it won't. What are you doing? Where are you? You need to answer your phone. I'm in a bind. What's going on? Yes, I already went home. You told me to go home, didn't you? You ignored me and coldly cursed me. You're the one who said you wanted me gone, and now that I've actually left, you're calling me so distraught? What exactly is your intention? What did you expect would happen? Did you truly think I would just vanish into thin air, leaving no ripples? That's incredibly naive, even for you. Todd's father is furious, and I don't understand what's happening. The wedding can't even continue. It's been interrupted. Dad and I are in a panic. The entire event has ground to a halt, and everyone is looking at us like we're complete fools. This is a disaster. Well, of course, Mr. Darcy and I have a business connection. Did you honestly think that my presence, or lack thereof, would have no bearing on anything? You seem to forget that the world extends beyond your immediate desires. Business relationships are built on trust and respect, something you seem to know nothing about. What? Business? What kind of business? What are you even talking about? You've never mentioned any business with the Darcys before. You're always so secretive, always holding back information, always manipulating things from behind the scenes. Just tell me straight, what is going on? All right, I'll ask you this, just in case. Why did you and your father ignore me today? I'm giving you an opportunity to explain yourselves, to offer some justification for your incredibly rude and baffling behavior. Don't think for a second that I'm oblivious to what transpired. I merely seek to understand the motivation behind it, if there is any rational one. You know the answer to that better than anyone, don't you? It's your fault, Mom. You're the reason. You were cheating, weren't you? That's why Dad was tired of your behavior and wanted to introduce us to a new partner. That's why we decided not to invite you to the wedding. He said you were constantly stepping out, pursuing your own selfish desires, neglecting your responsibilities to us. He painted a picture of a wife who had grown distant, disloyal, and unfaithful. He told me he was tired of your constant betrayals, your secret life, your disregard for our family unit. He said he found someone new, someone who would truly appreciate him, who would bring joy and stability back into our lives. And that's why he wanted to introduce her at the wedding. But then you showed up, and it became a complete mess. Everything got complicated because of your stubborn refusal to stay away. Is that so? So you were dancing to his lies, weren't you? You truly believed every fabricated word that spewed from his manipulative mouth, didn't you? Lies? What lies? What are you talking about? Dad would never lie to me. He's my father. I'll tell you clearly, he was the one who was cheating. Your father, your beloved, honest father, was the one engaged in infidelity. And the new partner he wanted to introduce? That's his mistress. The woman he's been secretly seeing, spending our family's money on, all while pretending to be a devoted husband and father. And he had the audacity to try to announce his new life, his illegitimate relationship, at your wedding, before our divorce was even finalized. It's nothing short of insane. He's completely out of his mind. What are you talking about? You're saying he was the one cheating, not you? That's impossible. He's always so busy with the inn's management, working constantly. He's a workaholic, Mom. He dedicates every waking hour to that old building. There's no space in his life for anything else, let alone a secret affair. Where would I find the time? I think it's more likely that your father, who has too much free time on his hands and is always out playing around, is the one who has the time for such things. He's the one with the leisure, the disposable income, and the inclination to engage in such reckless behavior. So, who do you think is more likely to be involved in a clandestine affair? The one diligently working, or the one constantly seeking amusement outside of our home? So, Dad was lying? He lied to me? To his own daughter? My perception of him, built on years of trust and admiration, is completely shattered. He manipulated your trust, your innocence, to create a smokescreen for his own deplorable actions. But now, I've decided to cut ties with both you and him. I'll be asking him to take his belongings and leave. And if you too end up divorcing your fiancé because of this, just know that you won't have a place to come back to either. Why would Dad have to leave? It's his inn, isn't it? His family business. No, on paper, he was supposed to inherit it, yes. But our inn has been passed down through my great-grandfather's generation. It's my family's legacy, not his. He contributed nothing to its actual management or growth, so it's only natural that Mr. Darcy was angry. He's a man of integrity and sharp business acumen, and seeing your disrespectful attitude at the wedding just now, he wouldn't want his son, who's supposed to inherit his company, to marry such an ill-mannered person, would he? He's witnessed your behavior firsthand, and it's a direct reflection of your character. His company's reputation, his son's future, would be jeopardized by an alliance with someone as unrefined and thoughtless as you. They're saying the wedding is cancelled. What should I do? This is a nightmare. Everything is falling apart. My wedding, my future, my entire life is in ruins. What do you expect me to do? I can't do anything about it. You were the one who ignored me, cursed me, and kicked me out, remember? I told you you should take responsibility for your words, didn't I? I told you this would happen. I warned you, but you chose to disregard my words, to treat me with contempt. Goodbye, my former daughter. Mom, please, let's talk properly. The wedding was cancelled. It's the worst, and the marriage might be off too. This is a disaster. Mom, please, can't you talk to him? You know, Todd's father, don't you? Please, just tell him I didn't mean it, that it was all a misunderstanding. Who is this? We are strangers now, aren't we? You declared me irrelevant, unwanted, and now you come crawling back, expecting me to pick up the pieces of your shattered dreams? You're just like Dad, exactly like him, always changing your tune when it suits you, always manipulating the situation to your advantage. The point is, you're an adult now. You're no longer a child who can blame her mistakes on ignorance. You chose to believe your father's lies, didn't you? You always believed what he said. You had more opportunities to talk to him, to clarify things, than you did with me, who was always busy with work. So you had no choice but to believe him, right? Is that what you're saying? But anyway, right now, my future is at stake. I'll be in trouble if the marriage falls through. What will you do about it? Don't you love your daughter? Help me! I'm your flesh and blood, Mom. How can you just abandon me like this? The time when you were cute is long over. As of today, you are completely a stranger to me, so you have to try your best on your own. You chose this. You pushed me away. You made it clear that I was no longer needed, no longer wanted, and now you expect me to rush to your aid? That's incredibly irresponsible of you, isn't it? Do you think it's okay to act like that? To treat your own mother with such disdain and then demand her help when you're in trouble? Your sense of entitlement is truly breathtaking. All right, let me ask you then, why is the marriage likely to fall through? What is the specific reason for this looming disaster? I want to hear your analysis, your understanding of the situation. Well, it's because you're saying you're cutting ties with me, Mom. That's why. It's your fault, all of it. And that's why Todd is being scolded by his parents. They're furious with him, and it's all because of your actions. Your stubborn refusal to act like a normal family member. And who was the cause of that? Think about it carefully. Wasn't it your father, the root cause of this entire mess? He set this chain of events in motion, and you willingly participated. So, the blame lies squarely with him, and with you for being so easily manipulated. It's not my fault, yet I'm being blamed. After you left the venue, Todd's father, who learned the truth about the situation, became furious. He suddenly started saying incomprehensible things to Todd, like how his business couldn't operate without my cooperation, and it seems he didn't like my attitude, how I conspired to ignore you. Todd's mother called me ill-mannered and blamed me too. She told me I had no respect, no sense of proper etiquette. What am I supposed to do? I don't know how to fix this. This is a complete disaster, and it's all because of your stubborn refusal to act like a normal mother. I think what his parents are saying is correct. You were indeed ill-mannered and your actions were deplorable. It's true that I was cooperating with Mr. Darcy's company. As parents, wouldn't they be disappointed? Deeply disappointed? Todd, their son, was completely oblivious to the crucial business relationship between our families, a relationship I diligently maintained. He allowed himself to be swayed by your childish antics, by your malicious attempts to ostracize me. This demonstrates a profound lack of awareness, a shocking ignorance of the intricate web of connections that govern their family's success. Any responsible parent would be disheartened to see such a critical lapse in judgment in their heir. And that's not all. It was my wedding, but because of the weird atmosphere, all the other guests left. Of course, the wedding was cancelled. But because of that, Todd's parents are also furious with me. They're screaming at me, telling me I've ruined everything. This is all your fault, Mom. All of it. You caused this entire mess. That's just the natural outcome, isn't it? What did you expect when you created such a scene? But Todd didn't know, so it's not his fault, right? He was just caught in the crossfire. Even if Todd didn't know about my influence, for him to be swayed by your words and completely ignore me without understanding the situation, that's still incredibly irresponsible, wouldn't you say? Especially if he's going to inherit the company and become president in the future. I have doubts whether such an irresponsible person can handle it. Therefore, I've decided not to provide any further funding to Mr. Darcy's business. My financial support, which was crucial to their operations, will cease immediately. This is a direct consequence of your son's poor judgment and your family's lack of respect. He needs to learn that actions have consequences, and that a leader must be discerning and well-informed. This is a harsh lesson, perhaps, but a necessary one for his future. What? That's only going to make the situation worse, isn't it? My God, Mom, what are you thinking? You're going to destroy everything. My marriage, Todd's business, everything. How can you be so utterly heartless? You understand that, do you? Finally, you're starting to see things a little more clearly. It seems the severity of the situation is finally registering with you. So, what should I do? Mom, you're not going to help me, are you? You're just going to leave me to fend for myself? After all this, you're still abandoning me? Please understand that you no longer have a mother. You brought this upon yourself as a result of your naive choices. It's too late to regret your foolishness now. You made your bed, and now you must lie in it. You chose to believe lies, to act with malice, and to cast aside the very person who supported you. There are no do-overs, no second chances for such profound betrayals. So, embrace the consequences of your actions, for they are entirely your own. Wait a minute, Mom. Even if you contact me, I won't offer any help now. Why don't you try to think for yourself for a bit? Consider who supported your life until now. Think about how you've lived your life up to this point. Take this opportunity to reflect, to truly understand the impact of your actions. It's a chance for you to finally grow up, to become a responsible adult. So goodbye. Please try to become independent on your own. Good luck.
Hey! What was that all about yesterday? I was humiliated at the wedding too, you know. What was your intention? And what do you mean I can't come home? This is my inn, isn't it? My property!
Since when did you have that understanding? Since when did you believe this was solely your inn? It's astonishing, really, your warped perception of reality.
What are you trying to say? Are you denying my ownership? What kind of nonsense is this? I've always been the head of this establishment, the patriarch.
This inn has always been built by my family, passed down through generations. It's been in my lineage since the beginning, long before you entered the picture. So, it's only natural for you to leave, isn't it? You're an outsider, a temporary guest who overstayed his welcome. You never truly understood the history, the legacy, the sacrifices that went into building this place. You simply reaped the benefits without contributing anything of substance.
Do you honestly think you can kick me out? Are you truly delusional enough to believe you have that power? I am the husband, the man of the house. You can't just displace me.
Of course, I manage all aspects of the inn's operations and the property's registration. You were merely a nominal owner, a title without substance. You were the face, perhaps, but I was the brains, the hands, the heart that kept this place running. You contributed nothing to its actual management, its growth, or its survival. You simply enjoyed the prestige without undertaking any of the responsibility. You can confirm with the other executives if you like. Asking them whether to keep me or you would be too foolish a question to be answered by anyone. They all know the truth. They know who really runs this establishment. You're an empty suit, a figurehead whose time has run out.
Then what about my assets? What about my money, my possessions? You can't just take everything!
Assets? What are you talking about now? What assets are you referring to? Are you claiming to have some hidden fortune I'm unaware of?
My assets, of course! What's happened to them? You're not seriously planning to take all of my assets, are you? You wouldn't dare! I'm the owner of this inn! I've worked for this! I've built this!
You never seem to understand, do you? You're just a name, nothing more. You actually had nothing to do with the management. In fact, you were the one who was squandering our assets, weren't you? You were taking funds, diverting them for your own personal use, weren't you? Even if you had any assets, they would likely be used to pay for the alimony. And believe me, the amount will be substantial.
What? Alimony? What are you talking about? What divorce? What legal proceedings are you referring to? Are you threatening me?
You were planning to announce a new partner at our daughter's wedding. How shameless and foolish can one man be? You actually thought people would be happy if you announced a mere affair at a wedding, didn't you? Only a fool like you would be happy. No, wait. It's probably useless to ask a fool if they're a fool. You're beyond reason, beyond comprehension. Your lack of common sense, your utter disregard for social norms is truly astounding.
What? Well, fine, whatever. If you want to claim alimony, do it. But you know the term asset division, don't you? The money you think is yours is also mine. I'll take half of the inn's money, too. You won't get away with taking everything.
Do you really think I would have married you without anticipating something like this? Do you honestly believe I'm so naive, so foolish that I would enter into a lifelong commitment without considering all contingencies? I didn't marry you without any preparation, obviously. Of course, you haven't forgotten about the prenuptial agreement we signed before the marriage, have you?
Prenuptial agreement? I don't remember any such thing. That was ages ago. Almost 30 years ago, wasn't it? That's ancient history. It's surely invalid by now.
To be precise, it was 25 years ago, and it has no expiration date. It's still fully valid and enforceable. I've already called our corporate lawyer, and we're discussing this. I've also gathered evidence of your infidelity beforehand. The lawyer will be contacting you shortly regarding the alimony claim, so be prepared and wait for it.
That's impossible. I won't get a single penny. I thought this was my inn. And you've been collecting evidence of my affair? So you knew? You knew all along?
Unlike you, I'm not a fool. I've known about your affairs for years. I've been preparing for a divorce all this time. I wanted to attend Lucy's wedding pretending to be a harmonious couple, to give her that one day, that one beautiful memory, free from the sordid reality of our lives. But your brainwashing of her ran deeper than I imagined. As a result, I've decided to cut ties with her as well. She's so deeply entrenched in your manipulative lies that I see no other recourse. It's heartbreaking, but necessary.
How could you abandon your own daughter? You're cold, Brenda. Utterly cold!
I don't want to hear that from you, the one who created the cause of all this. I thought it would be better to cut ties for now. She needs to become more independent, don't you think? And she needs to understand the consequences of making an enemy of me. After that, I had finally rid myself of my troublesome family and was at last a free woman. I knew that some of these decisions would have to be made soon, but I didn't expect everything to come to a head all at once. Mr. Darcy reached out to me and told me he had asked Todd to step down as his successor in order to get back into my good graces. I told him that I would provide funding to his company on a provisional basis. All I can say now is that I am pleased to be free of my horrid family. I just hope that I can move on quickly and look forward to my new life as a free woman. As for my family, I just hope that they can one day learn to pull their heads out of their rear ends and take responsibility for their lives. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, Talia, are you there? I just wanted to know about your fiancé. Like, is he okay? Are you really sure that that's the man you want to marry? Because well, I mean, I happened to see him in his work clothes and he looks just horrible. He looked so disgusting and nasty like that I couldn't even say a word to him. I just ran right in the other direction instead. But I was like, wow, is that actually the guy who Talia is going to marry? I just really couldn't believe my eyes at all when I saw that was him. It really blew me away, to be honest. Hi, Martha. I guess that means you were just over at my house not that long ago? I'm really sorry that we didn't notice that you were nearby at all, and I guess I'm sorry that you felt like it wasn't a good time to try and talk to either of us. But it's okay. You don't have to worry about anything. And yes, that might have been my fiancé, so thanks for noticing. Noticing? No. I think that you aren't understanding what I'm trying to say. I mean, are you seriously going to marry that guy? Because to be honest with you, the thought of him joining the family just makes me sick. That's why I didn't bother to say anything. I didn't even want to be caught talking to a guy that looked like that. Do you understand me? I'm sorry. I'm really not sure that I'm following along with what you're trying to get at here. If you're saying that you saw me with a guy who was wearing kind of dirty work clothes, then yeah, that was most likely my fiancé. Although I really hope that you weren't just avoiding talking to us just because he was in his work clothes. I mean, with the kind of work he does, he just gets his hands dirty. But what does that have to do with him joining our family? Oh, come on, you're not seriously going to marry that guy though, right? I mean, you get that if you two get married, then he is going to be a part of our family, right? And I just mean, do you really want our family to be associated with kind of greasy, dirty factory worker? I just think that you're really missing the big picture with all of this, you know? Wait a second. I think that I'm still not quite following. You think that my husband is an employee at the factory somewhere? Because if you really want to know, he does a really important job that has a lot of value, really. And besides, important job or not, I really don't think that it's fair to judge someone just because they work with their hands or in a factory. Well, that just goes to show how little you know about these kinds of things. Of course we should judge these kinds of people. Don't you know that guys like him don't have a single ounce of brains in their heads? You really should not get with that guy. He's going to cause nothing but trouble for you and this family. Don't you see that? Now hold on just one second. I really don't think that you're in a place to be saying that at all. Besides, I'm actually really proud of Eric and all that he does. I mean, you do know that not everyone can be an engineer like him, right? I just really don't think that you should be looking down on someone just because you don't like or understand the kind of work that they do. And more than that, the point of it all is that I really do like him, so I would appreciate if you could keep opinions like that to yourself. Man, you really just don't know how people work at all, do you? And just who do you think you are to get so high and mighty on me, huh? I mean, it's not like I don't understand the feelings you have of wanting to defend your fiancé and all, but I just hope you can recognize that I'm saying all of this for your own benefit as well. So let me tell you again, right now, that marrying a dirty little grease monkey like him is not going to be good for you or the family at all, okay? Honestly, just give it a rest already, would you, Martha? This is really just getting ridiculous at this point. At the end of the day, I am going to marry whoever it is that I want to marry. Do you get that? I really appreciate that you think that you're looking out for me, but this is really none of your business, okay? Oh, I get it now. You're one of those people who thinks that they fall in love and then just lose sight of everything else around them. That's what's going on here, isn't it? But this just goes to show how little you actually know. I mean, I'll warn you now that if you marry that Eric guy, that we are never, ever going to talk to you again. We? And how do you mean we? Who is this we that cares at all about who it is that I choose to marry? Because the only other person I can assume that you're including in that would be my brother. Is that who you're talking about? That's right. Of course I'm talking about your brother and I. You should know that your brother is just as against this marriage of yours as I am. Did you really think that he would support you in something like this anyways? You do know that your brother works for a huge company and has a great job, right? He's been working all of his life and climbing up the corporate ladder like his life depended on it. So I hope you didn't actually think that he was ever going to be okay with you getting together with some horrible little factory worker like Eric. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It wouldn't work at all. I know that my brother works hard, and I really respect all that he's been able to achieve with his life. And of course, I know that he's worked hard to get where he's at, but I don't think that that determines the value of the person themselves. And more than anything, I don't think it matters where you are in life or how much you've been able to accomplish. I still don't think that it's okay to look down on others. Oh yeah, sure, whatever you say. Of course someone like you would think that, wouldn't you? But I guess I can see now that it's pointless to try and even have this conversation with you. But anyways, now that I've said all I've had to say on the matter of your fiancé, I guess I'm satisfied at trying to do my part for you. Right, well, I just hope that you're not so opposed to the two of us getting married that you'd miss our wedding. After all, we still really want to see you there. It would really mean a lot to both of us. Oh, don't worry. Of course your brother and I will be there. I mean, we're family after all. We basically have to be at the wedding, or else then people would really start to ask some questions, wouldn't they? But of course, you should know that if you really are going to go through with marrying this lowly little factory worker, that we're not going to be holding back our criticism of the marriage the entire time. I see. Well, I suppose that I won't be able to control what either of you say about the two of us getting married, but it is going to happen all the same. But I really am trying to tell you now that my fiancé isn't the kind of factory worker that you think he is. I really think that you would do well to get to know him just a little better. Oh my gosh, do I even bring something like this up again after we've just gone and said everything? I've told you that I already know the truth about him. If you're embarrassed to be marrying a guy like that, I can't blame you, but don't lie about it. But don't worry, I just want to let you know that I still haven't given up hope that before the actual day of the wedding that you'll come to your senses and break off this whole silly thing. And I'm telling you that this is just not going to happen. I really am trying to just clear up what's been an obvious misunderstanding that we've been having. But I am glad to hear that you'll be at our wedding at least, so keep your eye out for the wedding invitations.
Hello, Talia, are you there? I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about something. You see, I heard from Martha that you were going to be marrying some kind of factory worker or something. I really don't want to get into a fight about this, but I just had a long conversation with this about my daughter. I really do think it's best if you just call this whole thing off.
I'm sorry, but you are Martha's father, aren't you? I have your name as Kyle in my phone. I think it's been quite some time since the two of us last spoke to each other, although if I can be frank with you, I really don't think who I marry is any of your business at all.
What in the world are you talking about? Do you really think that's true? This wedding concerns my daughter, and that means that it is, in fact, very much my business.
I see. Well, I've heard a bit about you from Martha herself. You're some kind of politician, right? Is that what this is about then? You're concerned about protecting your image or something, and you don't want a factory worker in the family?
More than that, I'm a father who cares about his daughter's reputation. And besides, just why is a girl like you marrying someone like this Eric fellow to begin with? I just really would have thought that you'd have better taste in men. Don't you think someone like him is just quite a ways below you?
I don't really see why I should be having this conversation with the father of my brother's wife. But if I love someone and they love me, then why shouldn't we get married? And besides, I think you should know that your daughter is very mistaken about this. I've tried to correct her, but she just won't listen. So maybe you will listen to me when I tell you that my fiancé Eric is not just some factory worker or anything like that.
I don't know about any of that, but my daughter says that she saw him in a set of dirty work clothes. And so all I'm saying is that if the shoe fits, there really shouldn't be this much debate over it. Please think about your other relatives. Think about the families that you're connected through by marriage. I mean, you know that I won't be able to let you get away with this, right?
What do families completely separate from my own have to do with my decision about who I should marry? I mean, again, you are the father of my brother's wife. I think that you're really overstepping your bounds telling me who I can marry. I am going to marry whoever I want, and I won't be letting people boss me around on the subject.
If you're really going to be acting this way, then I'm only going to repeat myself once more, okay? If this has to do with my daughter, then it has to do with me, okay? And since she is your sister-in-law, whoever it is that you choose to marry is going to have consequences for her, just like it is for everyone around you. I mean, you do realize that that means Martha's children are eventually going to have to call that lowlife that you want to marry their uncle, don't you? And if it got out to the press about who was actually in my family after the two of you get married, well, surely you can see the kind of trouble that that might make for me.
I really don't think that it has anything to do with you or Martha. I can't even see how this marriage could possibly have any effect on your image. I think that you might have just a slightly overinflated sense of importance.
Talia, please, I know that you can be more reasonable than this. I mean, you said so yourself, so you already know that I'm a politician, don't you? And you know that that means my entire career is based all around the way that I'm perceived by the public, right? My public image creates trust with the people who I'm elected to serve, and their judgment of me carries a lot of weight, especially around voting season. So I can't have nasty rumors being started about me that can be tied back to less than savory people who happen to be a part of my family through no choice of my own.
I see. So basically what you're saying to me is that I shouldn't be getting married to the man that I love more than anything. And the reason for that is because you think it might not be convenient for you at the voting booth. I'm sorry, but I just don't buy into that kind of cold-hearted calculus.
I really don't get what you're not understanding about what I'm trying to tell you here. But in my world, who you get married to is very, very important, okay? But then again, maybe I am misreading the situation. I thought that you were marrying so far beneath you, but if you're marrying a lowlife like this Eric guy, then maybe that's just a reflection of who you are.
Excuse me? And just what in the world is that supposed to mean, huh? That is such a rude thing to say to someone.
Hey, now, it isn't my fault if you hate hearing what other people are gonna have to say about your marriage. But if you're gonna marry this guy, then I think you had better start getting used to it. Either that, or you could wake up from this ridiculous fantasy world that you've been living in and do me the favor of kicking this guy to the curb. I mean, I think I know how we could make this work. How about you just name a price and I'll deliver it? It'll be no questions asked, just as simple as that. Does that sound good to you?
Hold on just a second. Are you trying to bribe me into canceling my engagement with my fiancé?
I mean, yeah, pretty much. But come on! You and I both know that money is what makes this world go spinning around, right? Besides, what's the big deal? Sure, you'll lose this guy who you say that you love or whatever, but you have to think about all that you'll have to gain. Besides, you're still young and there are plenty other men out there. I'm sure that you'll be able to find someone new and much, much more well-off than this Eric guy. And if you've already put some money down on engagement plans, then I'll be sure to comp you for those too. So come on, just name a price and let's get this whole thing sorted so that we can both just move on with our lives, happy about what we've done.
This is just sick. I really have half a mind to throw up. I mean, what in the world would make you think that this is an okay way to act? You think that just because you're some politician that everyone needs to bend their will to whatever it is that you want? Or is this how all of you work?
If you think this is the first time that I'm hearing some young punk who knows nothing about the real world try and tell me about what I do every single day, you're very wrong. And besides, this isn't just about politics. This is how the world really does work. I pay you whatever you want, you take the money and do what I say, and then we're both happy. I don't see how this isn't a win-win for everyone, you know? Besides, you're not really going to turn down a blank check, right? You know, in all of my days, I've never once had someone turn down an offer like this.
Well then, I guess there really is a first time for everything. Allow me to be the first to say that I don't want your money. I won't be stopping my wedding, and nothing you say is going to change my mind.
I see. Well then, that really is most unfortunate. But I just want to let you know that the choice that you've made here today is going to have serious consequences for you in the future, all right? And don't come crying to me when you've realized just how badly you've screwed up your own life. I'm giving you a chance to set things right before it's too late, but I won't offer this again. But at least I should be able to sleep soundly knowing that we're quite a distance apart in terms of our actual relations to each other. So this shouldn't be too painful for me.
Look, I get that you and people in your crowd might look down on the kind of people who work in factories and make things that we use every day. But then, who can judge those people while not caring at all that your daughter is just a housewife who doesn't contribute anything to society? Why don't you hold your own daughter to the same high standards of employment that you're holding my fiancé to?
You really don't know anything about how the world works, do you? It's not just about the job they have. My daughter can be housewife all she wants because she's a married woman. I don't care if that's what she wants to do with her life, because that's exactly what someone in her position is expected to do. Besides, your brother makes more than enough money to take care of them both. But what are you gonna do married to some little bottom feeder barely making minimum wage, huh? You think that's gonna be easy on either one of you? I know that you might think things are gonna go well for the both of you as they stand now, but it's gonna cause serious problems in your future. Let me tell you that much right now.
Well, then I guess it's a good thing that I never had any intention of quitting my job in the first place, isn't it?
Oh, you poor deluded little thing. You just really don't get it at all. You do know what Martha and your brother are doing this weekend, don't you? They're getting to spend time together at an amazing hot springs resort. And you want to know why? It's because your brother is a somebody with a real job who's actually able to take care of his wife. A good husband with a wife who works isn't a good husband, do you understand? Then again, I suppose you really don't understand at all. If you did understand, then you and I wouldn't have to be having this conversation in the first place.
Again, none of that has anything to do with me at all. If my brother wants to spend time with his wife in a hot springs resort, then more power to them. You don't see me trying to tell them how to live their lives.
You know, Martha actually told me a rather funny story the other day that I think you might be interested to hear. She was bragging to me about how your brother makes them so much money that they don't even know how to spend it all.
Is this your new plan? You're just going to brag about how much money my brother, not your daughter, mind you, my brother makes? I guess that politicians really are good at trying to twist words to reflect a reality that only they can see. Anyways, if this is all that we're going to be talking about, then I really don't have time for this. I've got a wedding to plan for. Wow, I can't believe that after all this time, you're still just going to ignore all of our warnings and still get married to this total loser. But I just want to know if you liked our gift. We spent a long time thinking about what you might like us to get you. What are you talking about? Is that your idea of a gift? That was totally uncalled for. You just threw raw eggs all over my husband in his tuxedo, on our wedding day no less. What is the matter with you, Martha? Well, that's so much less than you deserve, if you ask me. This is what you both deserve. Besides, I thought you said that your husband always has some kind of mess on his clothes, right? So I think it's only fitting that on the day he has to wear a tux, he does so covered in eggs. You have seriously taken this whole thing way too far. You need to come back here and apologize to us right now. Apologize? Me? And just who in the world should I be apologizing to, huh? Why do you think that someone like me should have to do that for anyone?
You get back here and apologize to Eric right now! Do you have any idea at all what you've done? You know, I knew that you had a few screws loose in the head for a while, but I didn't think that you'd go and do something like this. Well, now I want a divorce, Martha. I want to split up with you right now.
Wait, hold on. You want a divorce? I thought I was talking to Talia. Am I actually talking to... Honey? I don't understand. Is this just Talia pretending? Are you pretending to be your brother right now? Is that what's going on?
No! I was talking to my sister when I saw that you were messaging her, and she saw how angry and upset I was with you and asked if I wouldn't like to talk to you right now. And you really need to get back here right now and apologize to both these people this instant. Do you understand me?
But I don't understand. Is this real? Jared, am I really talking to you right now? This doesn't make any sense at all. You're not actually upset at me just for throwing a few eggs at that silly-looking groom, right? You know that he's a nobody, right? Why are you so angry?
Honestly, I can't believe that you're even gonna make me explain this to you. And how many times has my sister tried to explain to you? Eric is not a factory worker. He's not some bottom feeder like you call him. You have no idea what you're talking about at all.
But come on. Of course he is. He really is a nobody. Just look at him. Don't you remember that I told you that I saw him in his work clothes? He's at the bottom of the food chain.
I know that you saw him like that, but that doesn't mean that's what his job is. In fact, you should know that he doesn't work for the factory. He owns it.
Wait, hold on. I don't know what you mean by that. This doesn't make any sense at all. What do you mean that he owns the factory? Why would the factory owner be dressed up like one of the employees on the ground floor?
It's because he likes to get his hands dirty and work on the site, not just sit up in his office overlooking everyone.
What is that supposed to mean? Why in the world would someone do that? That doesn't make any sense in the slightest.
Of course it does! And he does it because he's a great boss! Not only that, but his whole staff love him for it! And more than anything, it's because he has the experience to be able to do any job in his entire factory as well as manage it!
But come on, surely there's no way that you're actually this upset about it, right? I can just apologize to him and we can clear this whole thing up, can't we? I really don't think that there's any need for you to be getting so worked up about this, Jared. We can solve this. It'll be fine.
I can't believe that you actually think we'll be able to get out of what you've done. I mean, why would you even do something like that in the first place? I don't care if your dad is a politician. You should have known better than to act out in this way. Besides, how could you not recognize Eric from some of the events that your dad has gone to? Don't you know how well connected he is?
Wait a second, Eric. Talia's new husband is really all that well connected? I had no idea at all.
He is huge in a lot of the business circles that your dad was trying to make headway into with his campaign. And now you've gone and blown all that away.
But this doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, how does this have anything to do with my dad? If I did know about this guy, then he would have warned me about him.
Oh, come on, Talia. You think that your dad was gonna figure out who you were talking about? Anytime you were talking about Eric to your dad, you only described him as Eric the factory worker. You didn't give him any hints at all as to who Talia was really going to marry. But then again, you only saw the way that he was dressed and you judged him just for that. Oh man, you've really blown this whole thing up for all of us. Your dad said that he was going to get me connected as well. Now there's already a bunch of stuff posted online all about how the daughter of the senator, your father, ruined the wedding.
But it just happened. You mean that someone in the wedding was posting about what happened? Oh, please tell me that it's not gone viral already. And just who did this? I want names. Tell me who's responsible for this and I will make them pay. They won't get away with this.
It's way too late for that. What's done is done, and now everyone knows about the egg incident. I would check your phone right now, because I'm sure that you're getting a bunch of calls from your dad right now.
Okay, well, I'll just apologize. I'll go and find Eric and I'll tell him all about how sorry I am for what I've done. Please, everyone has to know that it was just a friendly little prank, right?
I can't talk to you anymore. I have to deal with a lot right now. Here's my sister back.
It sounds to me like you've caused quite a bit of trouble for everyone, Martha, especially your father. Don't you know that his reputation was all that he had? But what am I going to do? It sounds like my dad is really mad at me. I didn't mean for things to go like this. Well, you should have thought about that a long, long time ago. But anyways, I'd get ready if I were you. Ready? Ready for... What are you talking about? Well, you don't think that we're just going to let you get away with this, did you? No, you're going to pay for what you've done. But I didn't mean to. It was just a harmless prank. There's no need to take this thing too far. I think you have much more pressing things to worry about than trying to cry your way out of this. Anyways, you'll be hearing from our lawyers soon. After that, Martha tracked Eric and I down as soon as she could. She got on her knees, clasped her hands together, and begged for forgiveness for what she had done. But we weren't one bit interested in her desperate apology. We said that we weren't going to lift even a single finger to help her and that we would let her own actions skewer her in the court of public opinion. Even after all that had happened, Eric and I were still able to get married to each other without any further incident. My brother ended up divorcing Martha after he saw just how horribly she was treating Eric and I. He apologized to us both profusely. Apparently Kyle had offered him a political career and anything else he could have wanted. Jared said that he was blinded by his own ambition and it prevented him from seeing what really should have mattered to him. While we're still working on our relationship with him, Eric and I at least felt that he gave a genuine apology. Jared has been working on improving himself ever since. Meanwhile, Martha's father's political career ground to a halt. First for the incident that Martha caused, but the added press revealed several cases of bribery that ultimately landed him in deep legal trouble. He ended up tens of thousands of dollars in debt because of his legal troubles and just barely managed to avoid having to serve jail time. Martha, however, was counting on her father to bail her out of any and all trouble when her actions were spread all over the internet. Involved in his own troubles, however, Kyle had no money or power to be able to provide anything for his daughter. Now the two of them have moved in together into a tiny apartment. They both work low-paying, menial jobs and barely make enough to make ends meet. I wonder if they even realize they're the kinds of people they used to look down on now. But Eric and I don't like to look down on those less fortunate than us, so when he heard that Martha and her father had been justly punished, we never spoke to them again. Instead, we've been enjoying the married life and each other's company to the fullest. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.